And so this all brings us here to today, where I announce that I am retiring. Where I announce I'm retiring from the NFL after 13 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I wanted to take a moment before this podcast begins and thank Jason Kelce for an outstanding career. As he announced his retirement, the emotions were high. He had landed 13 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles, which landed also a Super Bowl victory, several Pro Bowl selections. And while I'm not a fan of the Eagles, I have become a fan of his through his podcast, his off-the-field antics, and his straight love and support that he shows his brother and family. I wish nothing but the best for him in the upcoming months and years that he has for retirement, and look forward to seeing what he does next. Thank you, Jason Kelce. Listen for it. All right, and welcome to this week's edition of the Be About It podcast. As always, welcome on everybody from TikTok. Thank you for joining. Got a few things ready to share with y'all today. It's been a busy week. We're going to focus on the sports and some entertainment news. Of course, entertainment and sports. That is what we want. We want to be entertained, as they say. So, as they say, let's jump right in to some sports, because there's a few things I want to talk about on that one. The first thing pops into my mind is, well, not pops into my mind. I took some notes. This is a professional type of thing, so we try to keep things going. But there's been a little bit of talk about the new uniforms in baseball. Yes, I'm talking about the Erotica Day baseball. Yes. Apparently, there has been a little bit of discussion over the see-through pants that the players are now wearing. And it's not something that is, if you've seen them, you've heard of them, you've looked at them, it's not something that is they're trying to hide or it's close. I mean, no. You could see through them. You could see where they tucked in the jersey and what color their boxer briefs or jock straps they are wearing. It is that see-through. I don't know how they missed this. They must have had some trial or something going on that they just completely decided, okay, or they picked the blandest model in the history of models to try these on. Because if anybody else watches, but the uniforms made by Nike, very obvious. Now, personally, I think they're just trying to get some more viewership there. They're trying to get some, how should we say, people that are not baseball knowledge inclined to watch, maybe get a little watching just for the eye candy on it. I wonder how the old players would have been, like Randy Johnson strutting out there, being like, "What the hell is this bullshit?" No, But who knows what the thoughts were? I don't know if they're going to correct them. They're going to let them go. I was like, I haven't heard anything about that part, but I'm going to see how that goes, because if nothing else, I'm going to wait for the first rainy day game, or the first into some water, or gets the Gatorade dunked on them. They might be like, let's cut to break. Sorry for the interruption, folks. There has been some R-rated television. We do apologize. Get one of these players back there and be like, hey, how you doing? And like going up. I mean, it's going to make it real easy for them to sign autographs now, especially for the ladies lining up. And like girlfriends are going to be like, no, baby, don't, come on. I want to go to the game with you. Can we get as close as possible? Let's get behind the dugout. I want to see all these players. And the husband's going to be like, well, thank you for finally telling. No, she's going for just the views. I was like, it ain't happening any other. So that is going to be, it's going to be hilarious to watch these games this week, or this year, especially rainy day, Gatorade dumps. You know, there's going to be some jokes played by players. You know how baseball players, they play more jokes than any other sport out there. It's part of the game. But, so we're going to see how the jokes play, especially this year with the baseball players. I was like, going on that. So, now back to sports. Now here, locally, we have some information with Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, mainly Jerry Jones. I don't know if y'all have heard this. I read this and I accidentally blacked out from laughing so hard. Jerry is going to be ordered by a judge, to take a paternity test. Y'all remember all that stuff happening last year where he was having to that one illegitimate was like, no, I'm your child. I want to, and she's suing to verify and all that good stuff. Well, it's finally come back to bite him in the ass. And apparently, I thought he had a deal worked out where he's not going to acknowledge her as a child. I'm not going to acknowledge you as a child, but I'm going to pay you financially, which is basically his way of saying, it could have happened. I mean, my bad. So I don't see why. I was like the big deal on it. Why we didn't do this earlier? Jerry Jones, come on. Take the paternity test. He could have probably saved some money if she isn't biologically his. Her mother, who knows? I mean, if she slept with Jerry, come on, she obviously had low standards. But I'm curious to see how this is going to play out, because if she does get the paternity test and it is proven that it's her, he is the biological father, what is going to be said after that? Where do you go from there? Now you have to acknowledge her. It is public knowledge at that point. You are her father. The end. So where do you go? You have to acknowledge. You have to. Is he going to be like, okay, Steven, I'm sorry, you need to move over. Got to let Alexis in here. She got to be a part of this now. She's going to be in the war room. Yep. See Alexis Davis in there. I was like, no, Daddy, don't pick that person. Pick the other one. I like him more. So who knows where it's going to go, the implications it's going to have on the Cowboys as an organization. But Jerry put himself in some hot water, and he's going to have to live up to it. Sorry, he should have known what he was doing. He didn't. He screwed up, and now he's going to take the bath in it. Now, speaking of the Cowboys, has everybody heard the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, Dak Prescott, say that he is every bit as good as Mahomes, that he deserves Mahomes' money? I read that and I heard other people talking about that. That is the biggest load of crap. And for one, Mahomes has more jewelry than you do, Dak. There it is. It's been said. Live it up to it. Done. I was like, you get a Super Bowl for Jerry Jones, he'll pay you whatever you want. His pockets are deep. He's happy to pay you as long as he gets that sixth ring or that fourth ring. So if you don't think that getting a ring is worth it, you look at Joe Flacco. He wanted that bigger paycheck. So what does he do? He goes out and wins a Super Bowl with the Ravens. Then the Ravens are like, what do you want? All right, here's a check made out to you. Write in your number, call it a day. That is how you get paid. Now, there has been a lot of quarterbacks that are good. They're getting paid before they win anything at all. And if it was up to me, I would stop. I was like, you want to get paid? Put me in the NFC Championship. Put me in the Super Bowl. Win a Super Bowl. Then I'll pay you. You know what? Because then you've earned it. But if you're going to compare yourself to a quarterback that has been in the league 6 years and won 3 Super Bowls, and you've been in the league 9-10 years now, and you have not won or haven't even gone to an NFC Championship, don't be asking for that paycheck, because you had the defense this past year. You had the offensive talent. The only thing you were lacking on is a running back. But if you are the caliber of quarterback that it takes to win a Super Bowl that earns that money, you do not need a running back. You just need 3 wide receivers to throw it to, and then you'll make it happen. You didn't. And your defense made a lot of stops, made a lot of good things happen for you this year, and you still dropped it. First round exit to the 7th seed Packers. That is not how you get paid, Dak. That is how you ensure that you will not. So, and don't get me wrong, I am a Dak supporter. I think he is a good quarterback. I do not think he is great. I think he needs a supporting cast, and he has a supporting cast. He's just not getting it done. That's just the simple truth. Plain and simple. Sit on it, rotate, whatever you want to do. Don't care if that is it. So, Dak, my advice to you, if you listen to this, go out there, go to the NFC Championship. You don't even have to win it. Just go. And then guess what? hey, pay me, I'll get you that Super Bowl. Now you have leverage because now you've gotten him to the NFC champion. Now, if you get to a Super Bowl and win it, guess what? Your paycheck is already written by the time you get back to the locker room. It's going to happen. So, Dak, go out there and win it. Prove it. Now, if it was me and my quarterback was saying that, I would franchise tag him, and somebody might want to get him for that price. They'd be probably be happy to. And I would start bringing up Trey Lance. He was a first-round pick, good quarterback. He had some injuries that kind of put him down, put him on the bench, but he's got talent. Start working him into that role. Let him get more snaps. That is how you are going to build this team for the future. Now, you're wanting to win now, Jerry, and I can understand. You don't know how many years you got left. That's cool. Dak might not be your best hope, because if you want to look at the quarterbacks that were in the Super Bowl, you have a 6th year and you have a 3rd year. They are not 10-year. Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, those are your quarterbacks that can get you in that long haul. But let's do what we got to do for the near future and start building and looking forward to the future. All right, outside of that, Dak, you win a Super Bowl for the Cowboys, write your paycheck because you'll get every penny of it. All right, I'm going to take a quick second, hydrate for go back, and we'll be right back to wrap news. I got a few things, and even one thing that slipped right by me. I can't believe it. All right, and we are back. Got some entertainment news to be talking about. One thing slipped by me, and I don't even know how it did. If you are a Stranger Things fan, like I am, I've been watching it since season 1. Think the cast is great. Think they do an awesome job. It got a little weird there at the end, so I'm curious how they're going to wrap things up. But I put too much time into it not to watch, so it's gonna be happening. So, but Millie Bobby Brown, she is the young woman, the lead on it, plays 7, and I just found out the other day that she is engaged to John Bon Jovi's son, Jake. There we go. They got engaged last April. I don't even know how this slipped right by me. This was like the weirdest thing, and normally I'm pretty up to date on that kind of stuff, but this one just slipped right by me. I guess just because she's not engaged to someone famous, just someone son of famous, then it kind of slipped by and was a big reporter. But I found out, and I'm just thinking to myself, cool for her. I have no clue how this is going to work out. You have a child actress, that has been brought up in the acting world. Then you also have Jake Bon Jovi, now whose father, John Bon Jovi, music legend. Bon Jovi is an actual title. Everything goes to it. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the family gatherings would be awesome. I think that the music played all around would be great, but who knows how this is going to end. I see 2 people that have been brought up in the world of being famous, and now they're going to try to make things happen between them. I'm going to picture a short. Now, I hope that I'm not jinxing it, and I'm hoping that they have a long and healthy relationship, but I'm kind of seeing like a year or 2, something's going to happen. Don't know what. Something will. One of them will get jealous about the other one, and that's how it's going to end. But they actually got together over their love of diving. Now, I am not going into the ocean because there's too many things in that water that want to eat me, like pretty much everything. The sharks want to kill me, the fish want to nibble what they don't, and then the shrimp, lobster, and all that want to eat whatever they left over that falls to the bottom. I do not want to go to the ocean. I will be happy not to. I don't mind being on a boat, but I will not jump in. There's too many things that want to eat me. But more power to them for enjoying all that. So that brings me to The Rock. And we could officially call him The Rock anywhere we want now. Dwayne Johnson has, I'm guessing it was part of his deal with TKO, which is the conglomerate that owns UFC and WWE Entertainment now. But he joined the board on that, and I'm guessing part of his condition was that he gets his full IP, which is intellectual property of his name as a wrestler, The Rock, catchphrases, etc., etc., etc. Pretty much all his stuff that he made famous over the years, if you smell, yeah, that stuff. And Jabroni, he's got that one. The most electrifying man. All these catchphrases he now owns. He can do what he wants. And since he has a contract with Under Armour, I wouldn't be surprised to see some Rockwear come out where you are wearing a gym shirt that says Jabroni, some shorts that say Candy Ass, things like that. That would be awesome. But so he owns all that, and I'm pretty sure it has. Now, if you're staying tuned to the wrestling world, like on Raw, he acknowledged Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. Now, something about that just didn't feel right to me. All power to Roman Reigns doing what he's doing, longest reigning recent heavyweight champions that wrestles 5 times a year. But yeah, I said it. But The Rock acknowledging Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. I'm sorry, but whenever you walk out and you get a pop like The Rock after 8 years from being away from the business, you did something right the first 10 you were in it. So if anybody's tribal chief, it's going to be The Rock. And I think he's going to know it. And I think they're going to build it up to WrestleMania. We just got about 30 days left till we're going to head to WrestleMania up there in Philadelphia. Yeah, the city of brotherly shove. Perfect place for a wrestling match. So, but that's going to lead up to that one. But, The Rock has his own everything. He's part of the board. And, about him for a lot of times, because I do actually admire the man as a business sense. He took a small career in wrestling and turned it into a giant thing, where he is now part owner of the now UFL, since it's XFL and the USFL have joined. So he has his own tequila, Terramont tequila, which is delicious if you have not tried it. And then you have him doing his own clothing line as far as working out. He is a man that gets 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, and he cranks it out like he just slept 12 hours on the most comfortable bed in the world. So, that being said, congratulations to The Rock on that one. I'm glad you own all the stuff you worked very hard for. You've earned it, and I look forward to wearing a pair of shorts to my daughter's school that says Candy Ass on it. That will happen. If you make that short, I will wear it. Okay, and I don't know how many people we have that remember the original Crow. The movie with Brandon Lee. A rock star gets brought back to life by a crow, and they go through, and he gets revenge on the men that killed him and his wife. But they are remaking it. Now, most remakes I do not get excited for. I think they should leave the originals, if they were good, alone. Now, if the original sucked, yeah, let's try to remake it one time before we throw it away for good. But they are remaking it, and I am not opposed to their lead, Bill Skarsgård. If you're not familiar with the name, he is the actor that played Pennywise in It Chapter 2. The new one, not the original, that was Tim Curry. Awesomeness of Tim Curry playing the original. He also played Marquis in John Wick 4. He was a weird-looking guy that tried to get Mark. And for a short cameo appearance in Deadpool 2, he was the Geist, the guy that threw up acidic vomit that killed Sugar Bear there at the very end. But it's always good. I think he's a great actor. He really puts a lot into his work, so I'm excited to see him take on this role. The picture was released of him getting into character things, and it looks all kinds of creepy as hell. So I'm not going to say that it's a bad decision having him. I'm looking forward to it for a change, on a reboot that's not just completely thrown out there. So I'm thinking it's going to be good. The other movies that are coming out. Now, but speaking of which, I finally watched Aquaman the Lost Kingdom. This movie exceeded the first. I loved it. I'm ready to watch it again. I almost turned it on today, but I had to get things going, notes made, and all that good stuff. But if you have not seen Aquaman the Lost Kingdom, turn that on. It is awesome. It is sweetness. I was like, it's got a perfect blend of humor and action. Love the interaction between all of them. The plot, the storyline is good. Just great. Jason Momoa might be the only thing saving DC right now. Let's face it, they screwed up Man of Steel with not having Henry Cavill coming back. They screwed up Black Adam by leading into something that will never happen. They screw up Wonder Woman by not wanting to extend on that. They screw up Batman by making him just basically a part of a couple movies. They have screwed up every single franchise except Aquaman. Now, here's the kicker. All y'all that comic book nerds like myself, the Aquaman was like the most boring character in the comic books, as he's historically been the one that everybody makes fun of. But Jason Momoa took one character that everybody makes fun of and turned him into a badass. That is what you call proper casting. That is it right there. They cast Jason Momoa for that character, and he has owned that. Period. He is Aquaman. The end. Yeah, I know. Sounded a little like Iron Man there, but I own it. So that being said, I'm looking forward to the Crow remake. I think it's going to be good. He's also going to play Count Orlok in Nosferatu. Yes, they're remaking Nosferatu, the old vampire movie. Now, the only reason I'm excited about this is because the old pure actors that just kind of get into the role, get going, and they have fun with it. And they're just pure actors. They go out there, play a part as best they can. Now you're going to add some CGI. You're going to add some computer graphics into it. Now I think it's going to get real good. So I'm real interested and curious about that. He's staying busy. So Bill Skarsgård, if nothing else, you'll have one person that is going there to see the Crow remake. Or I don't know. I don't think it's a reboot. I think it's a remake. And I'll be happy to hell to watch it for you. Now that being said, all things must come to an end. Whether they be good or bad, they must be coming to an end. So on that note, I will say thank you, everybody. Thank you all of TikTok for all the comments, the gifts, everything. If you're not on TikTok following me, you're missing these shows live where you can see this awesomeness all in person. But till the next time, I'm going to keep talking about it. Y'all be about it.